Hello guys, I am Satyam and you are here on our one and all lovely channel Satyam Ideal Learning. And guys, today we will be discussing about types of forest ecosystem. So guys, there are many ways in which we can divide the forest ecosystem. But one way when we are going to classify this forest ecosystem is to divide them into evergreen forest and deciduous forest. Now what are these things? So evergreen forests are those forests in which it consists mostly of those trees that do not shed all their leaves at the same time. Okay. On the other hand, when we see the deciduous forest, so deciduous forests are those forests in which they appear bare. Okay, they appear bare during the dry season. Now, why they appear bare during the dry season? Because it consists mostly of those trees that shed all their leaves at the same time. That is why they appear bare during the dry season, because when the most of the trees shed all their leaves, okay, that is why they appear bare during the dry season. Now there is one more way in which we can classify, is to classify the forest upon the latitudes at which they are, okay, and the types of trees that they are consisting of. Like there are some broad leaved also, there are some coniferous or mixed one also. No, according to this system of classification that I have told you of latitudes and the types of trees, no, so we divide the forest into boreal, temperate and the tropical. So tropical, temperate, boreal, these three are the forests in which we have classified ultimately. Clear this thing? Now we are coming on the tropical forest. Now what is the tropical forest? At the very first, tropical forest extend up to the Tropic of Capricorn from the equator. Okay, so it extends up from the equator to the Tropic of Capricorn and Tropic of Cancer. Clear this thing? So tropical forest extend up to Tropic of Cancer in the north from the equator. Remember this thing. And Tropic of Capricorn in the south. Clear this thing? And now this tropical forest has been further divided. Today we will be discussing only about tropical forest. Okay, so this tropical forests are being further divided into tropical rainforest, tropical deciduous forests and tropical thorn forest. Clear this thing? I am underlining this also that it can be highlighted to all of you. So tropical rainforest, tropical deciduous forest and tropical thorn forest, in which this tropical forest has been divided. This tropical forest have the temperature range in between 15 to 30 degrees Celsius, and these three are divided according to the flora and fauna and the climate of that place. Okay, and you know flora and fauna. Flora is the flower or the plant, you can say plant of a particular area, and fauna is the animal of a particular area. Okay, so these three are distinguished upon the flora, fauna and climate of that forest. Clear this thing? Excuse me. Now tropical rainforest. Now what are these tropical rainforests? They are found in narrow strip along equator between 10 degree north and south of the equator. So they are found in a very narrow strip along the equator between 10 degree north and 10 degree south of the equator. This thing is clear to all of you guys? Now see, these are evergreen. These are evergreen with warm and humid climate throughout the year. So they have warm and humid climate throughout the year. So this is about the climate and this is the where the location is there. Okay, so 10 degree north and south of the equator, and the climate is warm and humid throughout the year. This thing clear? And they receive very large amount of rainfall. Okay, and sometimes the annual rainfall reaches up to 1000 centimeter. Okay, and at the minimum we can say that the annual mean rainfall is about 200 centimeter, and sometimes it might exceed up to 1000 centimeter also. Clear this thing? So annual rainfall can exceed up to 1000 centimeter. And this tropical rainforest, among all the tropical rainforest, Amazon rainforest is the largest one. I think you all must know that Amazon rainforest is the largest one, and it is the home to an enormous number of plants and animals. No, and there are very tall trees that grow up to a height of 40 meter or more than that also. No, more than 40 meter also. There are some trees, and there are some epiphytes which grew on the trunk of the trees, and there are some climbers also which grew on the trunk of the trees. No, for the sunlight. And see, there are some of the forest. In some of the forest, they are so much tall that the canopy is very dense. I have told you in my previous video about the understory, forest floor, and the canopy. No, so canopy in such forest, the canopy is very dense. So very little light penetrate to the forest floor. That is why when there is very little light which is penetrating from the canopy, because the canopy is very dense, so very little light is penetrating from the canopy to the forest floor. As a result, the forest floor is bare of plants. Okay, it is bare of plants because only very little light is coming to the forest floor. That is why it is bare of plants. And there are some seedlings which grow on the understory, and they grow up to the canopy layer. Okay, so there are some of the seedlings which grow in the understory, and they grow up to the canopy layer. And you can see such forest also which grow, see, I have written also emergent layer. There are some tall trees which may penetrate through canopy and form thin layer called emergent layer. Emergent layer is above the canopy layer. Why it is above the canopy layer? Because there are some tall trees which may penetrate through the canopy layer and form a layer above the canopy layer, and that layer is known as emergent layer. I am underlining this also, emergent layer. So we have understood what are the things in the layers: forest floor, understory, canopy, and the emergent layer. It is the very thin layer above it. There are many plants and animals. First of all, we talk about the animals. When we talk about animals, there are many large snakes and various types of insects are there. Large snakes like anacondas, pythons, no, and jaguars. Animals it is. No, jaguar is the animal. So there are many animals, and there are many plants also like quinine. Quinine is being yielded by the cinchona. Okay, so cinchona is the plant which yields the quinine. Okay, so cinchona is plants, Sweetenia is plants. No, so there are many plants also, and there are many animals also, and the home of them is tropical rainforest. Now we are coming on the tropical deciduous forest. These are found at areas situated at higher latitudes than rainforest. So these are found at area which is situated at higher latitudes than that of rainforest, and they receive less rainfall. Okay, they receive less rainfall than that of rainforest, but there is a season in which they receive a heavy rainfall, and that is why they are known as monsoon forests. So tropical deciduous forests are also known as monsoon forests because there is a season in which there is a wet season in which there is a heavy rainfall in the tropical deciduous forest, but it receives less rainfall than that of tropical rainforest. Clear this thing? And it also consists many plants and animals. When we talk about plants, it comes teak, sal. Okay, so these are some of the plants. And when we talk about the animals, there are many animals like tigers. No, there are many animals. Deer also. It also come in the tropical deciduous forest. Now we will be coming in the tropical thorn forest. These are found in areas that receive very little rainfall, guys. So these are found in areas that receives very little rainfall. The vegetation consists of thorny trees and bushes. Okay, so it consists of very little rainfall and the vegetation consists of thorny trees and bushes. Now what are the examples? Indian plum, which we call bear, no, in Hindi, and acacia, varieties of acacia are some plants, and rats, mice, wolves are some of the animals in such forest. Lion also. Okay, so these are some of the animals and plants of all of these, and the climate also I have told you, and the latitude also I have told you. So I think this must be clear to guys, all of you, and the notes are available, and if you have any doubts related to this topic, then please ask me in the comment section. Okay, so this is our topic has been completed. Types of forest ecosystem. So bye bye. We will meet in the next time very soon.